Hello, good day everyone. I am Hannah A. Sancheha, and now I am going to discuss about matching type. So, what is matching type of test? It measures the ability to identify the relationship between a set of similar items, each of which has two components, such as words and their definitions, symbols and their meanings, dates and events, causes and effects, people and their accomplishments, problems and situations, and etc. And according to Merriam-Webster.com, it is an objective test consisting of two sets of items to be matched with each other for a specified attribute. We have here an example. The items in the first column are called premises, and the answers in the second column are the responses. By convention, the items in column A are numbered and the items in column B are labeled with capital letters. So as what have you see in our examples here, the first column is the premises and the column B is the responses. So when to use matching type? The matching test item format provides a change of pace, particularly for self-check and review activities. Many instructional designers employ them in quizzes and tests too. They are effective when you need to measure the learner's ability to identify the relationship or association between similar items. They work best when the course content has many parallel concepts. So for examples, terms and definitions, objects or pictures and labels, symbols and proper names, the causes and effects, scenarios and responses, and principles and scenarios to which they apply. So we have here an examples. So as what can you see in the first picture? So it can be an example of objects or pictures and labels. Matching type also may be considered as modified multiple choice type of items when the choices progressively reduce as one successfully matches the items on the left with the items on the right. So it's considered as modified multiple choice because the choices progressively reduce as one successfully matches. Of course, there are construction guidelines in matching type. If you decide to use a matching type test, take the time to construct items that are valid and reliable. Here are some guidelines for this. The first one, two-part direction. Your clear directions at the start of each question need two parts. Number one, how to make the match, and number two, the basis for matching the response with the premise. You can also include whether items can be reused, but often pre-built templates don't allow for this. And then the second one, we have parallel content. Within one matching test item, use a common approach, such as all terms and definitions or all principles and the scenarios to which they apply. And number three, we have plausible answers. All responses in column B should be plausible answers to the premises in column A. Otherwise, the test loses some of its reliability because some answers will be giveaways. Number four, clueless. Ensure your premises don't include hints through grammar, like implying the answer must be plural, or hints from word choice, like using the term itself in a definition. And then number five, we have unequal responses. In an ideal world, you should present more responses than premises. So the remaining responses don't work as hints to the correct answer. This is not often possible when using a template. And number six, we had limited premises. Due to the capacity limitations of working memory, avoid a long list of premises in the first column. A number that I've come across is to keep the list to 6 items. Even less might be better, depending on the characteristics of your audience. And number 7, one correct answer. Every premise should have only one correct response. Obvious, but triple check to make sure each response can only work for one premise. In matching type, there is also advantages and disadvantages. So let's start first discuss the advantages. So the first one is the validity and reliability of the matching type exams are higher than the essay. Second, the sampling of the examination is more representative and so measurement is more extensive. This is because more items are included in the test compared to essay. Next, handicaps such as poor vocabulary, poor handwriting, poor spelling, poor grammar, and the like do not adversely affect the ability to make reply. And next, scoring is not subjective because responses are single word, letters, and other symbols with definite value points, and hence the personal element of the scorer is removed. And the next one, it saves time and energy in answering the questions. It's easy to check and it allows the comparison of related ideas, concepts, or theories. So those are the advantages in matching type. Now, let's move on to our disadvantages. So first one, it is hard to prepare. Next, it measures factual knowledge only. Next, it does not help nor encourage the development of the ability of the students to organize and express their ideas. Next, it encourages memory work even without understanding. Next, there are certain subjects or courses that are not amendable to objective examinations. Next, it may encourage cheating because it is easy to cheat on this type of exam. Next, students can guess in this type of exam. You can easily guess what is your answer. Next, producing this type of exam is expensive. Since there are many choices, eliminating other possible answers is harder compared to the multiple type of exam. So those are the disadvantages in matching type. There are rules for constructing matching type. So the first one, check your objectives to make sure this type of question is appropriate. Second, give clear directions or instructions. That is very important. Next, use numbers to identify items in column A, capital letters to identify response in column B, or vice versa. Include more responses than premises or allow responses to be used more than once or vice versa. Keep the two sets of items homogeneous. Put the items with more words in column A. Arrange items in column B in either logical or natural order, alphabetically if there is no apparent organizational basis. Correct answer should not be obvious to those who don't know the content being taught. Do not list premises in the same order as responses, and there should be no pattern in the correct answers. There should be no keywords appearing in both and premise and response providing a clue to the correct answer. All of the responses and premises for a matching item should appear on the same page. And lastly, directions to the student should explain how many times our responses can be used. So those are the rules for constructing matching type. So I have here another examples of a matching type. So I have here match the following authors in column A with their corresponding works in column B. Write the letter of the correct answer before each number. And then the second example, this is vocabulary quiz. Okay, so these are an example of matching type. And these are my references. I hope you learned a lot in today's discussion. Bye!